Welcome to Chalk Talk, Danville Public Schools weekly news magazine. I'm Diane Locker, your host. We're here at Woodrow Wilson Intermediate School for their open house. Open house is an institution for all schools, no matter what the grade level is. It's that time of year that you come and find out who's your teacher, if you need transportation, what bus do you need to get on, all that information that you need, we get it here at Open House. What we're going to be doing is talking to some of the students, the teachers. We're even going to talk with the superintendent and other attendees that are here today. So follow me along as we find out what's going on at an open house. What are you so happy about?
Because I'm going to this school.
Does that make you happy?
Yes.
What's your name?
Junior.
Junior what?
Junior Rodas.
What grade are you going to be in?
In fourth.
In fourth grade?
Yes.
Where'd you go to school last year?
On Woodbury.
How do you like this school?
Because it's big and I can learn more.
You can learn more. You're smart, aren't you?
Yes.
I knew it. I knew it. I could look right at you and tell you were smart. Did you meet your teacher?
Yes, Miss Curley.
Did you find out what bus you ride?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Okay. You know what? Thanks for talking to me.
You're welcome.
I'm here with Mindy Grinder. Mindy is a fourth grade teacher at Woodrow this year. Now, you've been with us 10 years.
10 years.
Now, where were you before coming to Woodrow?
I was at Woodbury and I was at Johnson.
Now, what do you think about an intermediate school compared to a school that's like K 4, 5, or 6?
I think it'll be easier to group the kids and it'll be more able to prep them for their further middle schools.
I think you're right. I think that's sort of like the middle school going into the high school, getting them ready. Then you're kind of like getting them ready because it's usually in fourth and fifth grade, even if you're in the standard elementary school, you start training the kids for how the learning is going to go after that. So this kind of makes the whole school the same way, right?
It does. It's going to give them a really good lift off to middle school and hopefully be able to consolidate all of their needs educationally. So.
Now, how do you feel about coming to Woodrow and it being a brand new, not a brand new school, but a new opening?
I think it's fantastic. I just love that it's a new school opening, and I think that we are bringing a past back to, we got to get back to where we came from.
I think you're right. I mean, you look at this school, and this school is from a past time, but it's beautiful.
It is. It's absolutely wonderful. I love this building. It's just warm and inviting, and I think a lot of production is going to happen here.
Great. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm here with Carissa Fountain and Jaden. And Jaden, what grade are you going to be in?
Fourth.
The fourth grade. And I think you just met your teacher, didn't you?
Yeah.
Is that why you're here today?
Yeah.
What do you think of this school?
It's okay. It looks good.
You're supposed to say, it's great.
It is.
You're here today to meet the teacher, right?
Yes.
What do you think about having a whole, well, this isn't a brand new school, but it's brand new in the fourth and fifth grade and something that we're going to be doing this year. How do you feel about that?
It's going to be a big change, but I really think that it'll be for the better. I mean, as far as learning, it'll be easier for them to learn a school all to themselves.
Now, coming here today, how does it help you to come to an open house?
Learn the staff, learn the teachers.
I saw you talking with the teacher. It kind of gives you a heads up on what's going to be going on when school starts, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And we welcome parents all the time, so I hope you will come back all during the year.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jaden, I want to hear some excitement. It's a big smile, not a whole lot of excitement, but a big smile. I'll do with a smile, okay? I'm here with Crystal Cobbs, and Crystal has, I would say, a dual responsibility here. You're a parent in our school system, but you're also a school board member in our system. Now, you've done something very special here today for this opening as part of the parent group. Now, tell me a little bit first about this parent group, because I'm used to people saying PTA, but this is a little different. What do you call this?
Right, so it's called Parents of the Schools, and it's a grassroots organization that got started in the fall of 2016. And so we're different because it's a collaborative effort amongst all the schools here in Danville to increase parent, family, and community engagement.
That's it. That is the difference that I have been looking for. You are an organization for the whole district.
Yes, ma'am.
Not just an individual school.
Right.
Now, what you've done here today for these teachers here at Woodrow, are you doing this across the district for teachers or just here at Woodrow because it's a new school?
Just here at Woodrow, because it's a new school, what we did, we partnered with the After Hours Rotary Club. They reached out to us to see if we can do a partnership. They're supplying book bags for all of the students here at Woodrow Wilson, and so we said we would do, I was actually able to apply for a grant through Middle Border Forward as a fellow, and so we got a $500 grant to get supplies for all the teachers.
That's wonderful. Now, if these bags, what are some of the things that are in the bags?
Okay, so we got the items that they had on the wish list. So all teachers have the wish list. So we have Kleenex. They have 4. Hopefully it doesn't fall out. 4
So you
boxes
got a
of
wish
Kleenex.
list from the teachers.
Well, from the one that's on the website. We just looked at that, and then we have Post-it notes, 2 different sizes, the quarter size Ziploc bags, and also the markers, the expo markers.
And so there'll be one of these for each of the teachers here.
Yeah. And I'm going to sit this on the floor. So.
Now, tell me what the exact goals are of your organization.
Well, the mission is pretty simple: to increase parent, family, and community engagement. And so we bring out, we have people who work with us who don't have children in the school system just because they want to be involved and they want to see a difference and make a difference in the community.
So this is an organization that if I'm out there in the community, maybe I've got some special thing that I can do, I can be part of this organization and not have a child in the school system?
Yes, you don't have to have children in the school system. And I don't have any children at this school this upcoming school year, so we just try to go where we can, where the greatest need is, to do what we can to make a difference.
How would someone get in touch with you if they'd like to be part of this, or if they'd like to, they have some special talent that they would like to put into our school system?
Well, we have a Facebook page under Parents of the Schools. We have close to 400 members on there, but they can also just reach out to me, where we also have an email address. Let me see so I can get that right. Parents, it's called POTS Danville, POTS Danville @gmail.com, and then also my phone number, 434-709-7021.
And we welcome everyone.
Yes, we welcome everyone.
Now, let me ask you the magic question. What's it like to be a new school board member?
Oh, balance. It's a balancing act right now. So just trying to learn as much as I can. Because this is all new to me, so I don't want to come in thinking I know everything. So I just want to take the time to learn as much as I can, to lean on the older board members, but to just learn as much as I can, and then we get involved on this end.
Speaking of a balancing act, I know you need to leave Woodrow and rush right over to Johnson, so I'm going to let you go. And thank you for everything that you've done here at the schools, and thank you for the work you do on the school board.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I'm here with Sonia Wolin, and Sonia is a member of the After Hours Rotary, but she's also one of those individuals, when I was talking with our school board member, Crystal Cobbs, that has dedicated her special talent, which is in the sciences, to work with our school system. Now, Sonia, first off, let's talk about what the After Hours Rotary is doing for everyone in this school today.
Well, for everyone in Woodrow Wilson, to kind of celebrate the reopening of Woodrow Wilson, we have purchased a backpack. It's emblazoned with After Hours Rotary, but a backpack for every child in the school.
This is, a lot of times when people give away backpacks, they're kind of skinny little things. This is a very good backpack. It's got this padded straps and everything. Very substantial. It's very nice. Now, that's Rotary and what Rotary is doing, but I think what's even more interesting is what you are doing for our school system. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I retired from the Danville Science Center and realized that there was a need in the schools for community members to get involved and to advocate for good things in the schools.
Now, let me ask you about that. Are you part of
Parents of the Schools?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you're a community member without a child in school that's part of that organization.
That's right. I approached Crystal and Monica Anderson, the two co-founders, and I said, can community members join, even though it's called Parents of the Schools? They said, sure, come on. And so I wanted to be connected with a group that was dedicated to community advocacy to improve the schools and to support the schools in whatever they're doing.
So you take your special talent, I believe, in the sciences. Someone else could have a talent in the arts.
Right.
And so it's anything that you can bring to the school system?
Right. And I have experience with networking and partnerships because of my work as a state government worker for many, many years. So I'm well connected statewide with what's going on in science education.
Well, I hope that you will go back to the After Hours Rotary and tell them how much we appreciate their support of our schools.
Thank you very much, and we're really thrilled to be here.
And thank you for what you're doing in the schools.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Dr. Jones, I think it's kind of common practice when you say open house. I mean, we've been doing this for how many years in education, but tell me what that means to you. Tell me what you think is going on here today.
Well, it's our first opportunity to make a good impression. I mean, we want to build a partnership with our community. And, you know, oftentimes the open house implies welcome. We want you to come in. We want to meet you. We want to greet you. We want you to spend some time in our home and the emphasis being our home. So we think of school as being the community, the home for the community when it comes to the home of learning in the community. And so today is really about meeting and greeting and building some enthusiasm.
Sort of like a hi, how are you day.
Yeah,
I've
but it's also purposeful. What's your bus schedule? You know, what are the logistics for your first day? Well, you know, who's your teacher? You know, just verifying it. Do we have your correct contact information? So it's not twofold. It's multi-purpose.
I talked to some of the parents, and most of what the parents say is they like the idea of being able to meet the teacher before you have, you know, it's kind of, you can't always have that one-on-one once classes start. But even in talking with several of the students, they kind of like the idea of getting here and seeing where they're going to be. Now, in the case of Woodrow, this is a brand new open school, and this is their first time walking in here. It's not like I'm coming back from last year.
Right.
And so they're very excited about it.
Well, think about it. I mean, many of the students that are coming to Woodrow this year heard about it.
Yeah.
You know, so they've heard all these, and everybody.
And what did they hear?
Yeah, everybody in the community seems to be enthusiastic about it, but they haven't had the opportunity to see it because we made that decision mid-year, and we needed some time to get it ready. So I think that it appears that everything they've heard is coming to fruition.
Yeah, but I'll tell you another excited group are the teachers that are here today, and they're teachers that have taught for us for years. It doesn't necessarily mean that this is their first year teaching for our school system, and they love it too. And they like the concept of fourth and fifth together.
Well, it's unique. I mean, it's hard to put what works or what's best for a community in a box. Doesn't fit. What we think fits our community is this model. This idea of having an intermediate school that is a community-based school and creating that same opportunity at the K-3 level with the other two schools. It just fits our community's, I think, desires as well as their needs.
I was talking with one of the teachers, and we talked about the fact that you've got middle school that kind of prepares students for the way it's going to change when they go to high school. This intermediate school is going to prepare kids for the way it's going to be at the middle school also.
Well, the harsh reality is that in the world we live in now, there's so many pathways to success that the earlier we can begin exposing students to those pathways, the better. And so this does create a sort of a unique opportunity to really get students to think about their careers, at least think about it, in upper elementary, in 4th and 5th grade, so that when they get to 6th and 7th grade, they can kind of determine which, do they want to, are they college bound? Are they going to go into a STEM field? Are they going to go straight to the workforce? This kind of gives them more time to get develop capacity around those various pathways.
But it also eases those transitions in education, transitions from one grade level, from one school to the other, that type of thing. And then this is something that I hadn't thought about before, this fourth and fifth transitioning to middle school. I think it's really good.
Well, if we just think about life, the time we need the greatest support is when we're going through a significant transition.
Yes.
And traditionally, you have the transition from home to elementary, from elementary to middle to high. So this is an additional
A transition.
transition for students to ensure that they're really, really highly prepared for the next step.
And very successful.
Exactly.
Now, we're getting through open house. Next thing that comes up is going to be first day of school. And we're ready for it.
We're the only business in town that has a grand opening every year.
Okay, thank you. Now, this is going to be a fifth grade?
Yes, ma'am. We have a two-partner team. I have Miss Green, Tanya Green. I will be partnered with her, and I'll be teaching math and science in fifth grade.
Now, you say partnering with another teacher?
Yes.
So how is that going to work?
We transition, so she'll be teaching the reading and the history, and I'll be doing the math and the science.
Now, I was just across, is she going to be across the
Yes.
hall? I went across the hall and didn't see anyone in there, and that's why. So
Yeah, we wanted to talk to the parents together. She's right here.
now, when she's teaching hers, the students will be in her room, and they would transition over here when they're with you. That is a great way for them to learn what it's going to be like in middle school and high school.
Exactly. We're going to kind of use the school, our new intermediate school, to help prepare them and bridge that gap between what they do when they're in K-5 to, what they have to do in middle school.
The superintendent and I just had a conversation talking about transitions, and this is a great transition from fifth grade on into middle school.
Exactly. I'm excited.
Well, I hear that you are an excellent teacher.
Thank you.
You certainly are happy about it.
I am.
Sylvia Brooks, in this very impressive uniform here, she is with Youth Engagement. Now, Sylvia, please tell me what Youth Engagement is.
My position, I'm the Youth Engagement Officer. Chief Booth came in and he wanted to do positive things with the community. So my job is to build positive relationship with the police officer and the youth.
Now, I see you here at Woodrow's open house today. Now, why would you be here today?
That start positiveness. We're going to make sure that they're doing positive things, getting ready for school, coming, let them know that we care, and then, we can open up to different things and start with education.
It's also just having in the uniform and having a presence, don't you think?
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Being present here to be able to help out, just let them know that we care, and maybe they can get to know me here for a little while.
And what you're going to help me do is close this show. We're going to look up here at this camera. I want to thank everyone for tuning in this week. We've had a wonderful day here at Woodrow, and I'm closing out the day with Sylvia.
Yes, ma'am. Sylvia.
And Sylvia is here because she is part of Youth Engagement and to give that positive feeling to all of the people here, parents and students.
Yes,
I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in this week. We're kicking off this school year. This is going to be an exciting school year, so you need to come back each and every week to find out what we're doing.